Hello, hello. How are you all doing today? Hope you're all good. Oop. Knocking my water bottles flying everywhere. I had a fantastic weekend. It's very lovely. Though it was a little bit hot over here in the lovely UK. Hope it's a bit more comfortable over where you all are. But yeah, we've been smashing through the bug fixes, the feature changes, getting everything polished up to being a bit more stable, given that the sale has just ended and we have a lot more people joining us. I see a lot of new names popping up in Discord, which is great to see. But yeah, what we're looking to do today, continuing work on Sublime. Now in the background, Grin has been doing fantastic work, adding Sublime mappings to all sorts of items. But I've just got back onto it today, and we're looking at trying to get the new harmonies done, the new UI for retargeting, which is actually what Claude is happily working away at for us in the background here. You can see chipping away at the feature as I talk. And we'll have some new harmony types to actually poke through, and we'll do the art for that as well. At least that's the plan. We'll see how far we get. Yeah, we have ourselves a couple of new options that are available now in the list. The first of which is this one, Eccentric Decree. You see here? And these these tooltips are improved now. You can actually see much more clearly exactly what change any particular upgrade will do. Now, of course, you can see it here on the Sublime screen, but it is applicable elsewhere as well. If you do a diff on what you've got equipped. There we go. You can see here, quite clearly see both the root level item change, but also the secondary tooltips on the left here. Let me just give you a full screen of that one. Maybe if I actually select the correct screen, that would help. Okay, so you can see it has removed Spirit Armor Construct and it's added Autonomous Spirit Armor Construct. But also it will diff within specific buffs as well, so you get a really fine-grained look at exactly what changes. Hopefully, make it a lot easier to understand what is going on with what your item changes are. Same code visible here as in the Reforge workshop, which is where we'll be having a look at that in a second. Speaking of, looks like Claude has finished, so let's hop on our way on over, do that, and have a little look at what it looks like. So we now have 3 sections: our upgrade, our reforge, and our retarget. Now, retarget will be the one that will be changing the harmony type, theoretically. So let's have a think. Let's do this Empowered Fusion Cauldron, Spiritual Resonance Harmony. Oh boy, that's not that's a terrible UI. Okay, some polishing required. Right, let's have a little look into what's going on there. So we need the retarget harmony dialogue. It's probably this one. So yeah, retargeting reworks the item to follow a different harmony. It keeps the item, but half of its current quality is unmade back in the hidden potential. Choose the harmony you wish it to follow. Kind of makes sense. I think that's descriptive enough for the actual mechanics. or yeah, the dialogue. The key thing is the rows. They seem entirely broken. So we do not want whatever the nonsense this is. Let's just oh yeah, that's the release notes. Have a little look at it in the context of like the crafting screen, because that's the UI we want to follow. That'd be under game recipes. Yeah. Harmony select dialogue. So, I mean, we call it harmony card up here. Maybe we'll just go. It's doing work. And reuse the UI of the harmony dialogue for the retarget to keep them aligned. Okay, should hopefully combine the two, give us some shared code, some shared logic, and make this whole thing less of a mess. But yeah, I did, presumably, let's say I want it to become square patterns. It will, what we probably also want is like an indication here of what type you selected. We can see it's spiritual harmony there, and it becomes inscribed patterns. So it loses the key control. So it loses the max pool. It loses part of its key intensity because of its quality drop, and it gains key control. Awesome. Yeah, that change, maybe like this little badge over the arrow here that just says the new harmony type, like an icon and then the name. I think we can do that. This will be the I don't know, what will this UI be? Retarget mode screen, probably? Reforge operation panel. Probably as part of this shared UI. Cost panel? Could be cost panel. Selected item, result item. Yeah, it must be cost panel, because that's what pops up when you put something in the middle. Our game button. South rounded. Well, that's our arrow. So we want to kind of overlay a chip over this. And this is something we have to drill all the way down. So something like... Ooh, what do we want to call it? Action preview? Component? Yeah, just React node. Let's just quickly check. Put it back in again. Look at that. That is a far improved UI. You can see what it's going to do. It's going to take it down to 5. And you can pick one. So this one actually has a specific upgrade for the centric decree harmony. Why does it have that actually? How very specific. Right. Let me quickly check that before we do anything else. What is this item? This is a empowered fusing cauldron. Items, cauldrons. Empowered fusing cauldron. Oh yeah, it does have it there. Interesting. I wonder why I only added those two. Maybe it was a proof of concept. Yeah. We'll look at those later. So that there's 2 levels of upgrades. So if we have a look at, say, this lot, every a harmony type will have a defined upgrade per item type. So if you do Formless Way, you will always get plus 1% action success chance on cauldrons. However, some items may have an additional effect, like Eccentric Decree on cauldron, or on this specific cauldron, so the Empowered Fusing Cauldron, will also give you 20% more intensity per 4 stars. So no matter what, you'll always get this base stat that's consistent, so you'll always get something for your stars. But there's also then specific mappings for specific items. Yeah, these are all custom maps. That they work kind of the same as like the upgrades, that the core formation masteries for techniques, where they're done on a bespoke basis. Sometimes people will probably request more in the future, and we'll add them. But we'll do a sweep. That's what Grin's working on. We'll do a sweep to add that across everything. Yeah. So for this particular cauldron, there's only 2. There's a resonance and an eccentric harmony. It's like eccentric key, and all the other types don't have a threshold additional one at the moment. Anyway, right, we were adding things. So on the cost panel, we take in a action preview component. Action? Yeah, sure, whatever. Action preview component. Fine as a name. And it should also be optional. Probably. It should overlay over South Rounded. So South Rounded needs to be in a box. And the absolute positioning needs to be added to that box. No, not everything will have one. They mostly will, but sometimes there won't be like a sensible mapping, or we've decided that we don't think there's enough options that we can spread across. So it'll just come over time, and it'll be a thing that we constantly adjust as time goes on. So we have ourselves this display box positioned at here. This is a very weird left -23. Who designed this? It was probably me. Let's be honest. Why it's a bit of a mess. Okay, how badly is that broken, the layout? It seems to vaguely be where it was before. A good sign. There we go. If action preview component. Oh, well, yeah, that is just good enough. Cool. And we want to allow passing that all the way in. Oh, we'll take that. The action preview component, channel it all the way down through to cost panel. Now we can use it up here. And then this will be its own little box. It'll be absolutely positioned in the center of this other box. Oh, actually, I think we need an extra layer of boxes. I think, because this one's absolute, yeah, we need another layer of position relative. Like that. Okay, still in place. It's a good sign. Okay, so we have our absolute box here, and let's just quickly test. Background, not backdrop, background. I think Border radius. We now have a... well, it's down there, so that's not too bad. Top 50%, left 50%. This should put it in roughly the middle. $50, 50%. There we go. That's not quite where I was expecting it to be. Oh yeah, I can't actually target it. We will need to give this a pointer events. Pointer events. All. Cool. We have our thingy. That's probably actually roughly where I... Yeah, because we need to take it essentially minus 50% on both axes to center it. We put transform on that. Translate. Oops. Minus 50%. Minus 50%. We should have it overlaying roughly the middle. Good enough. I mean, the arrow doesn't fill its entire parent, if we have a little look at that. So it's... The dot is in the middle of the box, but the arrow is actually slightly shorter. If we make it wider, put like a slight transparency in the background, things like that, it will look fine. So, instead of test, let's put the harmony name in. Presumably we have somewhere here. Harmony base selected. Okay, selected dot item dot harmony augment dot type. Oh yeah, we're still pink, so we can't see anything. Not helpful. Show me a very faint bit of text. Fair enough. Okay, let's put the background back in, but make it a very diffuse black. Maybe 0.5. Too faded. Maybe with also P1. Give it a bit of padding. The border radius is too large. Maybe it should be more like 20 pixels rather than 50%. Okay. We're getting somewhere. The padding should probably just be on the x-axis. Nice. Maybe we move it up. Not quite so far up. Okay. So let's turn that into something that we can actually use. But, with actual proper names and whatnot. So the selected harmony equals harmony configs. Oh, shut up, Gemini. Good lord. Just fall it back to the formless way, and then we can pull what we need out of that. We'll put the icon in as well. That'll make it look nice. That would be the... Oh, need to translate it. Dot name. Okay. Let's make it not wrap. Maybe we make it fancier. Font family, fancy font. It is fancier. Maybe a very small border. 1 pix, outset gold. A slight effect. The arrow kind of should be a little bit bigger if we're going to do this. Maybe make the font a bit smaller. Maybe like 80%. Yeah. Not terrible. It's the wrong one, so that's not great. Selected dot retargeted. There we go. Okay, now it's pointing at the right one. Maybe we put the icon on the left and the right. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it with the text. Maybe it should just be the icon in the middle there. Would that look better? Let's try it. Instead of this, we will put the icon in. Const harmony icon equals selected harmony dot icon. Well, actually, no, that's always going to exist. And now we just make it. It's got the thingy. We do want the correct effects though, so it looks good. Oops. Take me to where you are doing your icon. So I guess we take just that. Retarget mode screen. Harmony icon. Selected harmony. A little bit chunky. We can clean that up. Take off our borders. Yeah, I mean, we're getting somewhere. Maybe a lot smaller. 45, 45, and like 36. A little bit better, a little bit better. Be a little bit smaller yet. 30 and 38. Maybe we move it up and then have the arrow coming off the bottom of it. That might look a little bit better. Plus at 0. So yeah, you have the... We can move the whole thing down. Cross panel. Maybe we put a transform. Translate Y 10%. Looks nicer. Maybe the whole thing should be shuffled down slightly too. Or should I say the thing that we have. A little bit less. Yeah, it looks a bit more centered. If we go to one of the other types. Yeah, I think that looks fine. So, let's say we're transforming it to a center degree. The cost will be roughly the cost of doing a reforge at half of the stars that you're converting. So, definitely not going to be cheap in any stretch of the imagination. But it is a way of swapping to a different harmony in case you want to do so. Yeah, a mere 105 marbled claws to do this one. That'll keep you farming some beats for a while. A good few maps. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let's see if it works. So we currently have a Spiritual Resonance quality 10. And we're looking to get Eccentric Decree, quality 5, potential 5. Seems like the UI thingy there did what we wanted. Seems to have done the trick. Brilliant. Okay, so that works. Now, this UI here is less than ideal. Obviously, the screen for the Reforged workshop was always supposed to be a half, like the divider goes down this pillar in the middle. But now you have this like double thing. So maybe what we do is we put upgrade on the left and we put retarget, reforge above one another on the right. That might look a bit more uniform. where are those buttons? Mode selection. That seems like a good bet. So, divider thingy, divider thingy. Too many dividers. So this one here, we want to try putting. Oh wait, shit! To take the button. Put it underneath this one. Cut off this last chunk. Yeah, looks like the right spacing. Flex direction column. I just realised I'm not the right one. There we go. Back to the right screen. Okay. Beautiful. Ship it. I mean, what more could you want? Let's make this look slightly less terrible. The ideal that we'd have is these two are the same width and spaced nicely. You know, with some good padding on either side. I mean, I guess what we could do is just have it be, align items? Center? And then put a gap on it. Like 5. Maybe 15. 9. Everyone loves the number 9. So we have the one that changes the item and the one that modifies it without, or say, the one that changes the item to a different version, and the two that modify it in place. They just change secondary stats on it rather than actually completely reworking the item to a different one. Maybe each of these should have a subtitle, actually, now I'm looking at it. Because I always forget what Reforge and Upgrade do. And this should probably be the same width. Yeah. How wide is this? 304 pixels. Let's say 310 each. Width. No, not windows. Width. 310 pixels. Yeah. Neat. Quite possibly, yes. I have always found them a little bit confusing. Yeah, I think also this gap I don't like, so instead let's do what's it called? Justify content space around. Oh, space evenly? Space around. Nope. Let's grow 1. There we go. Okay, so it's done there and there, which is not quite what I want. But space evenly. Okay, that's a little bit nicer. Let's give these subtitles whilst we're here. So we have our main one, and then we want the secondary, which is upgrade, enhance, upgrade to a higher realm. Wrong orientation. I think we need to put this in a box, actually. Play, flex direction, column. Then hopefully they'll be above one another. Yep. We can now shrink this even more. They put like 80%. And reduce the top pad. We can actually get rid of these two. Put that on the box. And this, what? Line height. Oh, we can just drag it up. MT minus 10 pixels. Maybe a little bit higher. squeeze it together a little bit. Maybe that's a bit too much, actually. Take it back to 10. 10 was fine. And we need probably bottom margin. Oh, sorry, bottom padding. About 1. Yeah, that looks, I think, smooth. Upgrade to a higher realm, unveil hidden potential, and change harmony. Maybe just increase realm. Increase item realm. Oh, not higher realm. Increase item realm. Yep. I think that's solid. And we do Reforge, which is... what does it do? Unveil hidden potential. Unveil hidden potential. Solid. Maybe unveil's the wrong word. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Better than it was. Retarget. Change. Harmony. We probably should hide this one, actually, until you've unlocked at least one harmony. That's probably a good idea. So we want something like... do we have flags here? We don't have flags yet. Ah, okay, hold on 1 second. Need to make this a proper function, not this inline nonsense. Turn. Now we can use a hook. Flags equals use game flags. Okay, now that we have flags, we can check if it has the harmony flag. Sublime flag, sorry. Flags. Sublime crafting. Path of Sublime crafting complete. Equals 1. Okay, yeah, I've completed Sublime crafting. Let's hop over to a different character that hasn't. Classic Ding Dong. Totally not gonna offend anyone with that random name. Okay, cool. So we only have these 2 options. Upgrade and Reforge. Oops. Let's go back to our real character. Yansu. And yes, we can retarget. And it should do everything we expect it to do. Interesting. This doesn't work. Well, you know what we'll do? Let's report a bug. Put a little, well, maybe a, yeah, red box around it. Keep my random document simple. Harmony that's not applied on artifacts. Off you go. Look at that. Beautiful. But I think as a whole, the old retarget seems to work. Yep, you can log into your Discord and it will add your name to the bug, your Discord username, and that will increase the Discord credits. So. It's in the current release. So you can use it right now. Hopefully that makes people feel a bit more inclined to use it, so that yeah, they can get their names taken up. And there might be stuff we do in the future with this connection. I'm sure we can think of something fancy for like role validation, given that we can now connect and actually authoritatively communicate between the game and the Discord. Yeah, I mean, it's the little things like that really help. I want people to feel like they are contributing and having an impact on the game, because this kind of like collaborative development where you know, people can look at it, put requests in, show things that they think could be improved, and I can actively work on those and then get quick feedback is what has made the game where it is right now. I think it has helped immensely, the ability for people to feel comfortable with sharing all of the little stuff, because normally in most companies that would be the job of a QA department. You know, I can't afford a QA department, so thank you all for your service. You are my QA department. You are helping me polish stuff. So I think this screen works. I'm happy with it. So let's see, retarget dialogue. Committed and pushed. So the next one. New harmony types. Oh, interesting. It's not appearing here. Right, let's fix that first. What is this? This is a screen. Oh, they have pretty big QA departments. If you look at the credits of any game, the QA is pretty hefty. The issues are that games are so complex and they're being pushed so fast that the amount of stuff that they are looking at is more focused on the bugs that make the game entirely unplayable. I can guarantee the amount of stuff that they fix internally is just on another level. But that doesn't make it any less buggy when the final user gets it. You know, when it finally goes out, there's still tons of stuff that slipped through the net. It's just the sad reality of how large and complex games are. What are we looking at? We're looking at the furnace of 1,000 furnaces, or whatever that screen is called. Where is this even? What even is this? How much are a furnace? Furnace preparation dialogue? Index? Probably this one, isn't it? Available recipe types. Sublime. What is? What is this UI? It's been so long since I've looked at this. I do not remember any of how this works or what this does. Yeah, Sublime unlocked. Yep, cool. And this should have a list of stuff. Yeah, it must be this recipe type display. But available recipe types is... Come on. Furnace recipe type. Name, description, icon, harmony type. Oh, it's It's iterating these. Right. This is kind of ugly. Let's have a look at how the harmonies look when they're actually defined. They have a nice description. Nah, not as neat a one. Maybe we should bake in this like short description into the full description, and then we can toss this entire map here. And then I guess these can get colours. They can even get icons. Ooh. Well, I'm just going to quickly be lazy for a moment. Well, not that I'm ever anything but. Rework. Work this screen to use the harmony config instead of this hard-coded list. Change the rendering to use the harmony icons and move the descriptions to the harmony config. Okay, we'll let Claude go off and clean up this nonsense until it's all tidy. Whilst Claude does that, let's go somewhere else and do our crafting. And we'll hop over into Eccentric Decree. Oh. It's editing things. It's going to keep reloading the screen. So this here is Eccentric Decree. Now, you'll see one core problem, issue. It's still using the UI of Spiritual Resonance, which is one of the things you want to change today. Yeah, I do try to have a very short turnaround. That has its pros and cons. It means things go out without thorough testing or thorough vetting. You know, there might be some things that maybe I shouldn't have ever built because it's a bit of a mess. And some things that, well, it's nice when I can fix people's issues in as short time as possible. The last thing I want is for people to feel like they can't play the game that they've, you know, set aside time for or paid money for. Because I know my personal feeling is that really sucks and it really sours you on the experience. So I want to remove that as much as possible. Yeah, I mean, I have the power of AI to help with a lot of that. And if I can use that to get, you know, a better experience to people faster, then hell yeah, I'm gonna get value out of all of that planetary destruction. But yeah, it doesn't scale very well the way I'm currently working. If I had more people working on the team, it would definitely need to slow down to align everyone on what the goal is, what we're working towards, what we're doing, that kind of stuff. Because yeah, flat hierarchies only sort of like scale horizontally so far before everyone starts treading on each other's toes and there's no coordination or like shared vision. And then you get into bureaucracy trying to manage all these different... I mean, I doubt I'll ever be at the point where that's a problem that I have to face. But right, anyway, so Eccentric Decree. This is one of the new harmonies, and it works as follows. There is a focus on either completion or perfection. You have to only modify that bar whilst the focus is on it. So if when it starts, the focus is completion. Every time you do a completion, it increases the harmony, and you also get a bonus to that particular bar, so key intensity for completion. Once you get it to 100%, it flips to perfection. And again, then you need to increase perfection, and you're constantly being told when to flip to the other one. So it's a kind of a bit of a prescriptive one. Outside of those two, you're absolutely fine to do what you like. Yeah, I mean, the AI is the bug fixer. It still requires someone to review, which is what I do. Like, so my daily workflow is I get up in the morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I then assign every single issue that's coming through overnight, because the US they love to find bugs. Normally about 20 or so different tickets of various descriptions. I then have breakfast, do things, go to gym, all that kind of stuff. I come back, I've got 20 PRs to review. Go through all of those, figure out what to merge, figure out what needs touching up, figure out what needs to be just discarded or pushed back. And then after all of that is in, then I'll start work on the thing I actually want to work on. But bugs, cleaning up the bugs is always the priority, because it doesn't matter how much content you have. If people have a bad experience because of bugs, they won't ever play it. So, always my focus. Anyway, so I'm on tangenting again. We have ourselves Extended Decree. The idea is it has a focus at a time. We want a custom UI for this. So currently we're using this one here, which is the spiritual patterns. So let's draw something. Let's play around with it a bit. So we have ourselves a different hue. Where are we? Look at that. Clip Studio Paint. So anything, no matter the size, that modifies the bar is counted as a change to that bar. So you will be punished if you have passive effects that modify the wrong bar. Discipline touch, you'll be punished because you'll be modifying the wrong bar as well. So it's going to be you have to play carefully and use builds specifically designed to not do this change everything kind of flow. Where is Spiritual Resonance? There it is. So roughly, this is what it looks like in game. If we just flip to the game again, see, there we go. We got the little thingy with the stuff. It's got the extra like border tacked in. Well, luckily there's more than enough techniques that you'll be able to sort of flip between them. Let me just rejig my desk slightly so I can actually draw on this. And actually, I'm going to grab some water. I'll just be a second. Have returned. So yeah, it is restrictive, and it is going to be quite difficult. It's going to be like probably in the same tier as Inscribed Patterns. But yeah, I don't think it's, at least anytime I've played, I haven't really focused down the let's get every technique sort of like do a spread thing. I've played always quite focus. You click the button, you get that particular bar. So I think I would say that's not super uncommon for people to play as. You kind of have to go out your way to do the other one. And then yeah, the idea would be you'd be like, well, if I want this one, I'll need to build a separate like loadout with some different techniques to play that style. Potentially, yeah. I mean, that's why we have this new system where you can pick the harmony. Like, if you don't like this particular harmony, you don't ever need to actually play it. But you will be encouraged to do so if there's a stat or an upgrade on it that you want. Because the alternative is you do one of the other ones, then you retarget and reforge back up, which is a lot more expensive. So, we have ourselves this UI here. Well, this is the cauldron. A variety of perks. So, let's have a quick look. So the background default one is on clothing it gives item effectiveness, on talismans it gives max health, on artifacts it gives crit multiplier, mounts item effectiveness, and cauldrons crit multiplier. So those are the base perks, upgrades. And then some items may use this to give specific stat upgrades or stacks upgrades or whatever. To be determined on those ones. We haven't made them yet, obviously. Oh, no, we'll keep that one. Cool. Let's go back to drawing. So the idea is, with this one, we'll have ourselves something along the top. I think it's probably going to be like up here. It'd be like an area. Then like big block of color up there, so you can see what the current version is. Potentially. Let's bring in the other harmony images just so that we can see what they look like. So patterns. Chemical arts. A pattern. There we go. A beautiful mess of random stuff. It's going to obviously drop your harmony all the way to 0, which, minus 100, which means you're going to be only getting negative conditions. And also every action, or every time you change the bar that you're not supposed to be changing, you also lose 5 people. So it's going to be constantly degenerating depending on how many individual hits you have. It's not straight up unusable, like it's not going to completely burn through your max stability or something like that, but it's going to constantly drain you if you're doing the wrong one. So it's not as punishing as something like Inscribed Patterns is or Forge Works, but yeah, you can quickly get yourself into a bad position. So, UI-wise here, kind of like maybe something like this bar in the middle here, but replicated along. You know, we could take, say, this, rotate it, and put that along the top. That might look nice. I mean, it's kind of like the borders of this. I mean, you can even just make this one singular block, stretch it out, and remove the dividers, and then have that as like the top indicator. Would that look nicer than lots of small ones? Probably a singular block is a better idea, to be honest. let's zoom in and quickly cut this out. And just leave that roughly here. Something like that. Take that. Take the top and bottom off that. That off there. We can just place that over the top of this. Where it merges in there is a bit ugly. We need to just leave that down a bit more as well, I think. Ooh, need to make that softer. Give me more of that. Maybe no one will notice the seed. Okay. Ooh, that is a very cool idea. Having this, yeah. Having it indicate which one it is and moving left and right. That's a very cool idea. Okay, well, grab these layers. Give ourselves a cauldron. Pull this up here. So over. By the way, have you guys been hearing music? I do have it playing, but I don't know if it's coming through. Is it back now? Okay, good. Good. I forgot to put loop on, and I was like, oh, it's silent. Is it very quiet? Maybe there. Give a little bit more oomph. Right, so we have... we have something like this little indicator with the dividers here. Bigger and sliding left and right of this panel. Put a divide in the middle of the panel. I don't want these individual nodes because obviously they don't mean anything in this context. Though doing a fancier version, do fancy from there to there, and cut out those bits. We could. Like that. So if we separated this up, chop this into pieces. Well, this bit here is our slider. We can just quickly clean up. Need to draw the black back in there. That is a bit too dark. Brown and same up. we have that end bit. We'll cut this part out here. Because we only want the central area. Like this piece. Get rid of this. We just rotate the central area. With a bit more corner rounding. That. Then we just flip that and we will. That is not the move tool. Dark. That. Yes. What's this do? Random paint bit. There we go. Okay. Down here. Okay, so we have our slider. Go back and forth. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Nice. Now we want the track to put it onto. We'll probably just cut it here. This. Get rid of all of that. We'll remove the central part and we'll replicate this region here all the way along. Make it a little bit less repetitive. I'll take it from, say, here once I've redrawn this part. So we could probably just shave it down like this and then re-add the dark like inner blur. I guess inner gradient. Nice. This is symmetrical, right? So we only have to draw the top half and then we can flip it for the bottom. Bad. You just pop on a layer below. Or just a little shadow underneath. Cool. So that's the top half, and we can just cut the bottom part away. Beautiful. You have this. Over here. This will now slide along this track. What's this white stuff here? Get out of here. There we go. A little bit neater. That came from. Let's just replicate this track out a little bit more. Okay, we've got that random bit of There's some issues. This is not so good. So let's take this one and make it more tileable. First things first. Random dark bit here. Can't be having that. The repeating white shine is another real problem. Take that out. Smooth it down. Way too soon. Rolling around. Yeah, that looks a bit more reasonable. There is a bit of darkness there, which we... Oh, that is way too. Let's see, let's put another one in, and let's see how it tiles. Not too bad, actually. At that angle, you can't quite see the edges. If you zoom in, you can, a little bit. Mainly, yeah, the shadow at this end is not quite the same as the other. So, we need to make this a little bit darker, I think. Well, like this. Turn that across. That across. Pull those in. And this bit here. I mean, this little dark patch, this pixel here. Yeah, that's actually the other edge. Yeah. So if we just put, maybe it's this. Oh wait, we need to. There we go. Oops. Oh, that's far too much. Give me 1 pixel worth. There we go. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. Just drag the colours along. Put the what's it called? Opacity fixed. And then I can just draw like this and it won't bleed over the edges. And yeah, we've got the same 1 pixel extra. See there? There. Okay. Hopefully now the tile much nicer. Yeah, look at that. Can't see. Oh wait, let me have a look at what you're talking about. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. I see now. Oh, now I really notice it. Okay. Oops. I'm not. This bit here you're talking about. Yeah, that's a little bit darker. That is a bit annoying. Let's pare it all the way back. So, yeah. probably removes it. Yeah, good enough. Oh, this. Merge those. Duplicate that. Okay. We have ourselves the start of a thing that can go across the top. Let's have a look at how long we need to make it. So let's say we line it up. Let's put it inside the cauldron. Maybe like that. Yeah, maybe something just beneath the upper rim. Those. That entire section. Yeah, that's good enough. Then we just flip that horizontally. That will go on the end here somewhere. I mean, you could put it, we could do that as well, but we'll have a little play around. Like, we could go... Oh, maybe we could put like there to there? Like that? Overlapping. Right, that's because this does actually overlap. There we go. And where's our slider? Is that you? Nope. There it is. We can have it go from like dum to dum. We put a thing in the middle there. Get rid of these useless layers. Put one of these in the middle. Like that. Yeah, we can definitely make the slider bigger. My random eyeballing makes it feel like that's vaguely in the middle. Where's my how do I do the grid lines again? Grid. Nope, wrong size. Oh, the divider just indicates where the where we end the colors. Grid. Where's grid setting? Always forget how this works. Grid ruler bar setting. Okay, give me that. Number of divisions. 1? No. Gap. Don't know. divide the screen. How big is this? How big is this canvas? It is 973 pixels. So what's that? 4, 5. Wait, what's 973 divided by 2? 486.5. You know, a very obvious number. 486.5. That'll be point? Okay, 486 then. Okay, so we have ourselves a grid line. Hope you can see that. We're actually just almost perfectly in place. The bottom of the top part of the frame. What do you mean by that one? Oh, we'll just blend this in. I feel... Maybe we need to bring it to this colour. Patch up the gap. Then bring the black around. What happened? Open all the screens. Oh yeah, there's a little dent there, yeah. I should fix that one day. But not today. Maybe we can a bit of the light through here. Fade into this. Ackery there, colours, whatever, it's good enough. Slightly darker one. It looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's just rub all of that out. Probably be an arc like that. Be much better. Just a bit dark there. Probably the same colour over here. There we go. That looks much nicer. But I don't like this bit. What's this? Is 1 pixel off? This one is? This one. Started at 1 pixel too early. There we go. It's fine. Okay, fine. Lopsided. Damn it. Ah, that was worse. Something like that. Look, I'm a programmer, I'm no artist. It's good enough. I could do that too. The problem is there is a shine on this side, so we can't go fully. there. Put that back. I guess we could drag some dark shadow in there. I guess we could put that there like that. Hello. This needs some of those shades in there, something on the lines. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Close enough, as they say. Right. So what we'll do is we'll have colour on either side. I mean, I guess we can add the colour now because the slider will be a one. So, right, we need completion colour. Where is the game? It's actually that's not far off. Maybe a bit more greeny. Yeah. That looks completion-y. Now we have a little like inset with some gradients. Yeah, that's a good perfection-y colour. Oops, that's not. So I can either be like this, and it goes to here. Maybe with some sort of background, sort of inset. Right, let's ease. Okay, so now we can go ahead and pop ourselves a inset onto that. Yeah, well, we can play around with that in a sec. Oh. Be a higher. Okay, so we will do a little white inset. Add. Down there, filter. Yes. 3 pixels. Very slight overlay. That's fine. It's fine. Do the same on the other one. I was looking. Oh, damn it. I've wrong. Oh, let me undo all of that. Yes. Right. Other one. Going. Go. Right. You are the one that needs. There we go. Okay. There we go, finally. Yeah, we can do all sorts. Make all sorts of shiny things. I mean, to be honest, we could just get rid of that and just have the colours change. You know, have a dark overlay, and then the bright one gets the bright one in animations and like the energy effects of the, of the stability bar, and then it flips the other one. That might actually look better now I think about it. Yeah, that's probably the way to go. Okay, let's do this again. Put the insets in. This is eccentric decree. Where's my outline? Outline selection. One side, 3 pixels. Or whatever, 6 pixels. 5%. Blur. Neath. There we go, we have our insets. Now what we need is a couple of different things. We need our dark inlay. Well, okay, actually, let's be honest. What we probably want to do is completely remove this. And this is what we save. And we do all the other bits as our actual inside the UI. Yep, I think we'll save this as is. And let's put it in. Eccentric. Oh, no, that's not how you spell eccentric. Eccentric decree. Okay, let's head back to the game. Or what, to VS Code. Okay, so eccentric decree to component. This is what we want to play with. In the background, it has apparently done the stuff. It has also added a... I was about to say it's added a short description, but it has not done that. What is all this nonsense? Right, anyway. We're playing around with eccentric decree. So let's import that image. Well, we actually already have imported an image. Let's just change that. Harmony img. Oh, the game is not happy. Come on, reload. Thank you. Okay, here we go. This is eccentric decree. Yep. I mean, you look inside any professional product and it's just, why would you do this? How did this ever work? This seems too convoluted. It is software. I mean, like, it looks solid there. We just need to add the little, oh god, this pop-up is annoying when I'm trying to indicate stuff. Okay, let's go to the big circle. That is, to start off with, not useful. So we need 2 smaller circles. And we will get rid of the typography there. So the first one will be at... Well, the first thing is they're rectangles. So get rid of the border radius. Get rid of the border. Yeah, actually, for quite a long time, there was a similar issue in Ascend. I had, a little while ago, I made a event generator using, that you could, using GPT 3.5, it was, this is that old. You could, like, actually view an event as a tree structure, and you could send a prompt and it would attempt to generate the next nodes. I never really used it. However, if I tried to delete it, the game wouldn't compile. Or so it wouldn't run after compiling. Something about its existence was actually enforcing that things were that the minified code was generated in the right order. If you removed it, it would generate it in an invalid way so the game wouldn't start. I have no idea why. It just, one day, it just stopped happening. One day I turned it off, and I was like, "Oh, is this the time when it will finally work?" And it just did, and I've never looked back. I'm assuming it's something to do with roll up, like a bug in the way that it resolved its dependencies. I don't know. Absolute nightmare. I was like so confused about what was going on for so long. Right. Anyway, we've got our lovely thing here. Where even is this? Is it going to reload the whole page? What's it going to do? Going to do anything? There we go. Okay, well, it's a square now. That's the start. Okay, so let's put the other side. Let's make it way thinner. I guess, yeah. 23. It doesn't need an aspect ratio. It should have a width of probably 20%. It should have a height of, say, 5%. We'll see how close these numbers are in a sec. Yeah, I mean, I wish that I was using a real language with like a real compiler instead of this nonsense. But hey, here we are. Okay, so it is completely wrong. It should be closer to like 40% width, I'd guess. And it is maybe another 10% across. Maybe 30%. And it is too far down by not that long, actually. It may be more like 17%. Height feels pretty close. Okay, we're getting there. So the left is too far. The right is not the correct place, though. The top needs to be slightly lower. So 16. Left needs to be more like... Let me just put another 10% on and reduce it from the width. Okay, too much pushing across. Oh, and a note on that, what you just said, Yinan. It is... Anytime you increase the correct one, you gain 5 harmony. Anytime you increase the wrong one, you lose 5 harmony. And 5 key pool. So, if you increase the correct one more times than you increase the wrong one, you're still in positive harmony. You are draining your key pool, but... you can keep your harmony up as long as you do more of the correct one than you do of the wrong one. There is some ways you can, I wouldn't say cheese it, but at least like manipulate it. Get it down by 5%. Yep, pretty much. This is one of the ones where we're like, yeah, this is like anti Fallen Soulflame. Hey, look at that. Perfectly. But it needs to be slightly higher. Maybe another percent. Let's put a color percentage on there. Yep, the harmony will even each other out. Correct. You'll still lose the 5 key pool, but harmony-wise, you'll be even. Okay, there we go. We filled the background with green. Let's do the other one. And we can just do right. It should be exactly in place. Yeah, the only downside is the key pool loss. So you will drain your key pool. Wait, that was left. Left, right? Wait, what? Why is it in the same position as this one? Am I being dumb? You are at... Get off my screen. You're at left 35. And you are right 35. Okay, well, let's do the other way around. Left... what would it be? 65? Okay, fine. That's whatever. Sure. It works. What more could you ask for? Okay, so we have our backgrounds. We want it to sort of toggle between, like visibly toggle between the one that's active or not. So we can do something like focus bar. Yeah, okay. So filter, focus bar, completion, undefined, else, wait, brightness 1.5. Perfection. This should make them animate between which one is active and which one isn't. Okay, so we click this. Oh god, why did I pick one that's hard to do? This is not a build that works very well. Come on. There we go. Now it's swapped. Whatever. Good enough. We want it to look less crappy. I want to put this effect, this lovely little like energy background onto it, onto just the active one. We also should do saturation. 1.5. 1.5. So it's darker and desaturated. At the moment it's just darker, which looks less interesting. Now it looks identical. What? Is that not what it's... saturation? Wait, show me all the filters. I need to look up the syntax for this. CSS filter. Oh, grayscale, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, wrong, as always. There we go. Now it's more obvious that it is deactivated. Okay, let's add the energy background to it now. Tidy up this. Okay. Screens. Where's my screens? Good lord, that's a lot of utils. That's all that. Crafting. Title bar. Energy overlay. That's what I want. One less station. Give me the exact energy overlay effect. Cool. Import that. I guess. What is that? Energy overlay Y. %? And we just have the exact same stuff as we use there. Oh. And there. Okay. Are you going to render nicely? Yeah, not bad, not bad. Certainly looks more interesting. Actually, I wonder if I should just make it black when it's deactivated, instead of it being like a desaturated version of the proper color. Let's try that in a second. Left and top. Everything I need on that one? Yeah, so brightness 0. That should make it just straight up black. Maybe 1 second on the transition. Oh, dev mode has crashed. The side panel's gone. Well, let's see. Can I get one whole perfection? And oh, almost. There we go. And it transitions. Nice. So it only shows the color of the one you're currently on. I think that's probably better. Maybe this should be like instead of black, it should be just dark, like really dark. Maybe 0.1. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, well, I think that's good enough. Like, I think it's fairly clear which one you're on. You have the slightest hint of the on the other side, where instead of it being like visibly there. It also has the highlight around the actions down here, but admittedly those highlights are rather faint. Yeah. I think that's cool. Let's call an eccentric decree good enough. Shippable. Let's leave. Oh, good lord, let me out. And let us give me a new one. Enhancing Echo. So, let's have a look at that one. Here is Enhancing Echo. So, when you use an action, you then need to use that same type again, and that second time, it's half cost. If you use something different, it's 50% more cost. So, you get a big bonus for doing pairs of actions. Pretty solid. It's a pretty beneficial one. You just need to make sure you do everything in pairs. So I think this one could be quite fun because you can use some really high cost stuff and constantly get a 50% discount. Yeah, this is one which the balancing thing will be, the numbers will be higher. But yeah, I think this one will be fun. What sort of image should it have? Obviously, just doing this, using the exact same image as Spectral Resonance works perfectly fine, logically. Okay, well, the other part is it doesn't even work because it's not showing me half costs on this and double costs on everything else. But that's something we can fix later. But actually, let's see if it did do what it was supposed to do. So, 737, this should be 45. It's not any of the numbers I expect it to be. What? Yep, just need to do the same action twice. Here you go. It's fairly simple to play. Same type. Yeah, obviously this one needs to be fixed to actually work. I wonder what we should do UI-wise. Or be an echo. We could do something crazy, like it's all the way around the edge of the whole cauldron. Yeah, it doesn't care about the previous pair. You can just keep clicking support all day long if you want, and it's perfectly fine. Right, let's briefly pop back to the old Studio Paint. I wonder if for this one we just do an inlay across the entire cauldron. Yeah, so the purpose when we're designing these harmonies is not to go, what kind of builds do people play? And make a harmony that caters to it. It's what new play styles would cause people to have to switch up their builds. Play. That's what we're looking for. We don't want to just be the one going, well, if you play this, this is just the thing for you. It's supposed to be, this will make you think of a new thing to run. For the UI for this, I'm thinking maybe we just put something all the way around, like as an inner layer across the entire cauldron, within the whole cauldron. Where is this? There we go. Where outline? 56, 5, maybe 9 pixels. Yep, and then we do this again. That color. 22. Okay, maybe that was a bit high. 30. Like that. And then it's the inner part that changes. Make what bigger? We haven't considered having like loadouts for masteries because that would just be really difficult to represent in the UI. Like really confusing. And then people ask for it for combat and it just becomes a whole mess. No thank you. The border thingies. I'm glad you're narrowing it down so much. This one will be the thicker one. Make this 20. Yep. Then we put a little brighter shade this time. Like 15. Something like that. Now, I don't like the inner border. I don't think that looks good. Because the idea is it's supposed to look, I guess it's like the echo, the pulse that's coming in. Maybe it doesn't need an inner frame. Maybe it's just the color. Be a bit more on. That's not what I meant to do. Where's my... There we go. A little bit of a inner glow or something. Yeah. I guess maybe if we have just something like this, let the colours underneath of the cauldron shine through. Overlay maybe some sparkles constantly like flowing from the edges into the center. So it's like energy that's congealing, and then have the whole explosion pulse coming out when you hit the second. So it's like glows and shines, then it goes pulses out again. So we focus more on animations for this than the, I guess, outlines. Let's use that. Let's use this. Let's just fill this with white. We can use it as a color mask. Yeah, cool enough. Enhancing echo. Right. Enhancing echo. Why can't I ever see it? There we go. Enhancing echo. It's just 100%, 100%. This is a nice, easy one. With no fanciness. Shiny. But yeah, the idea is we use that as a mask rather than as a color backdrop. Guess we should just lift all of this and bring it back over here because we want to completely rework how that particular one works visually. Import all of those and get rid of this. This is harmony img. Well, the game is really not happy with that one. Is it going to load? Is it just dead? I mean, DevTools has crashed. It's just a white side panel. Let's kill the game and let's restart it. Yeah, we are cutting out the whole side panel, that little circle thing, because that's obviously from Inscribed Patterns. Sorry, Spiritual Resonance. We will be building on top of something completely different. Huh. Oh, yeah. And now we wait. The number of hours I have spent just staring at the little loading thing. Yeah, I mean, once I... Oh, good lord. Well, that's why it doesn't work. But the ID is not defined. Why? Oh, yeah, it isn't. What is this? Enhancing echo. No wonder it didn't load. I couldn't tell because DevTools was crashed. There we go. Okay, no giant circle. It's a good start. Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure out some better stuff to do with the channel points, the spirit stones. Maybe you can do things like modify my ID. I don't know. Yeah, the white border is an over. It's going to be a mask. It will be coloured whatever the current action is once I actually implement that. So instead of it being this shade, it will be a mask on top of something else. Now, I mask image. Where did I use this? I'm sure I've used this a lot. Yeah, so I put a mask image on, and then I put the thing I want inside of it. And then, what's wrong with this? Oh yeah, it's because I'm doing that. And then I put a box, which will probably be this and this. No, background pink. Okay, are you now filling it with pink that is nicely fading with the exact same gradient? Brilliant. Everybody knows we have our pink action type. So, what's this? Passionate? That's the pink one, right? What is it? Tender? Tender's the pink one. It's been so long since I've worked on dual cultivation. Definitely need to put some more effort into that in the future. But yeah, this should match the active type, the attuned type. I don't remember where we get that colour from. Focus colours? Yeah, they've all got colours. There's 3 groups. They have their own colour pattern. Unless I'm completely misremembering. It's been a while. Where are you pulling your colours from? Harmony charged colours. Yeah, fair enough. We'll pull it from there. Why not? Harmony charged colours. What would be the default? Black. Why not? Actually, we should probably just hide it when it's not there, rather than doing this nonsense. Though that does look kind of cool, actually, now I think about it. And then we go, right, let's attune to stability. That's solid. Let's give it some animations. Background. 1 second. I think that's how it works. Ease in, out. Then it fades nicely. It definitely looks a bit naff at the moment. Maybe just drop the opacity on the whole thing. Oh, not there. Opacity 0.5. Let's see how that looks. Not super, must admit. So this, I would like that inner overlay to be over the top of this effect. That would look much better. But I have seen the time. I need to go. But yeah, it's a sneak peek of some of the new harmonies that'll be coming. I mean, mechanically, this rework is coming along very nicely. We have a lot of the core mechanics done. I think it's pretty much going to be just finish off the visuals of the 2 harmonies, and then go through every single item and add mappings for upgrades. Which, thankfully, Grin is working his way through very nicely, but it is still a long road. With good luck, though, it'll be out this weekend, so fingers crossed. That's our aim. We'll see if we manage to hit that. And with that, I'll say thank you all for joining me. Have a great week. I'll be streaming again Thursday, as usual. And catch you next time. Bye-bye.